Here we go again then. Run for the SimGrid race again, just like we did yesterday, Mount Panorama, pre-registered event. Come on. Need to get in the blooming server before we... Come on. Oh, it says disconnected. Let's try again. Multiplayer. Still disconnected. Oh, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Turn it off and on again. At least this thing ain't don't take forever in a day to start up. SimGrid. It's always a technical fault, isn't there? Nothing's ever easy. Right, we're on to the SimGrid Daily GT3 at Kyalami. Right, we're connected now. I'll do it. SimGrid Daily GT3 Kyalami. There we go. Connecting as the Honda NSX GT3. Alright, well I'm in anyway. Off we go then. Need to get ourselves ready. For quali. Well, on we go. See, if you joined us for the Aston race yesterday, you would have heard me say quite a couple of times that the Aston's got no guts. You know, it's not the torquiest of engines, despite it being essentially a V8 GT3. You know, a turbo V8 GT3 nonetheless. It's just got no punch. This is completely opposite. This has got torque for days, and it really does shove it right into the back of the car.
Lean on the left.
That bloke was like, "Get out of the way, peasants." If the NSX has got enough power to overtake a good, well, it's got a good spade of power, enough to draw alongside a car length, you know what I mean? And that makes all the difference when you're trying to overtake. The only challenge then is to keep up in the corners and not lose too much time there. If you can do that, then you've got a free open goal.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
So it's about to tick over to quali. Now we're just getting orientated with the car and the track combo. The setup more than anything else, because it's a brand new setup.
Session is now over.
Just going to keep going till we get kicked off. Yeah, the little it's that little what's it called? Can't see because the blooming yeah, the Lumirank. It's called the Lumirank flagging system in the cockpit. Tells you if there's a flag, tells you even which sector. I ain't convinced it's always been there. I just noticed it one day. That's about it. In this car, it hides down the bottom left-hand corner, and I can't see it with can't see it because of the relatives. But yeah, it tells you if it's double yellows or single yellow. You know, just like the real thing would. Alright, here we go then. Quali. Open quali session as usual. Just need to get some heat into this thing. This is the worst bloody corner on this track. I love the rest of it, but this is awful. And the next one is basically a landmine. If you clip that inside curb, you are off. That was really close. Right, people are stacking up for quali. I'm not going to be party to that. Probably breaking all sorts of rules of etiquette here, but whatever. This might be a mistake. Let's hope this guy is extremely quick. I'm just going to overtake him on track during quali, that's fine. Everything's fine. Good man, got out of the way, but it still kind of puts you off a little bit.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Feels like a good lap. Giving that curb a wide berth. Okay, we've got one in the bank anyway, not been invalidated.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Alright, we're 5th on that run, but there's still plenty of cars to come through. We've still broke even despite missing that corner by a long shot, so I think if we come around the next lap with a bit more purpose, we'll be fine. We're 3 tenths up now. I think it's because the tyres are actually fully warm, fully uniform, and confidence builds lap on lap as I get used to this. As me and the NSX basically become friends. We're nearly a second up now. He's off into the wilderness. probably hear Rosie in the background making herself known. Yeah, this is Kyalami. One of them circuits that, because it's not on iRacing, I've not really had much exposure to, but it's quickly become one of my favourites. It's just full of things that I like. The only thing it's missing is a really good chicane, but otherwise it's got loads of elevation, good corners, really fun track. Okay, we're 4 tenths up on the previous lap that we set, which gains us 2 places. If we nail this turn 1, I think we're going to be fine. We just need to do that. So here we go. Oh, we're 3 tenths up, so if we do the rest of the lap the same as we did before, three and a half tenths up.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Still pegged at 3.5 tenths. That wasn't quite as good, but it hasn't affected us. That advantage is disappearing now. No! Oh, bloody hell, I felt like that was happening, but my hands were in denial. My right foot didn't want to move. Right, so we've invalidated that lap. We're not going to improve that time around.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
We've got time for one more, just about. God, yeah, that's that deadly curb that you should never touch. Here we go then, let's try it again. Nail that turn 1 and don't screw it up. Currently 11th on the grid. Yesterday we were 6th or something like that with the Aston GT3 around Mount Panorama, so either the skill level is higher, or despite the NSX feeling fast, I'm just not quite as fast in it as I am in Aston. Let's see. Certainly don't mind a midfield scrap, do we?
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Quali pace is one thing, being able to overtake is another, and this thing does have that ability. What the heck is Rosie doing? Sounds to me like she's being teased, probably by Claire.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front. There's a slow car up ahead.
Alright, we're half a second up. It's still valid. Six tenths up. Let's see what this does for us. 7th. Alright then. Well, there's still time for another. Let's dial that brake bias back and go full attack. Full attack hasn't worked. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. We're not going to improve now. I'm going to pull over. Get back in the garage and find out what we need to put in to get. So it's 2 point. Screw it. Tell you what, yesterday I put in 42 litres and it wasn't enough. I'm I'm always rubbish at fuel cap. Do I put in a bit more? Screw it, let's go with 46. I don't mind if I'm carrying an extra couple of bottles of milk. I don't think there's any penalties for doing that in quali. I think it's just purely... The only penalty is if you go outside of the racing bounds. That quali spread is quite encouraging though. I'm a second and a bit behind Pole. You know, at the end of the day, he's probably a master at this. Doesn't matter how good you are at one sim, you can't just jump into another one and be immediately sniffing up the backside of Pole. Happy with that. There is the time spread is 1 second between Pole and 8th. Then it's me down to race is 25 minutes long. So the SimGrid schedule goes 5 minutes free practice to give everybody time to join the server, 10 minutes quali, which we are now about to conclude. And you've just got to love that. You've got to love that sense of when you sit in the pit lane on ACC, you do genuinely feel as if you're there. When the cars are passing by the pit lane, the sound is really authentic. If you ever get a chance to go to a GT3 event, do it, because it's normally not very expensive. We're lucky enough to live near Donington, and we saw British GT there in September when restrictions were relaxed a little bit, enough to allow spectators at an outdoor circuit, and that was a really good... yeah, we got 46 litres in a minute, so 45 is a good guess. We're just going to go for that. All I know is that yesterday, well, I think we might be the only Honda on the grid. There's usually a good reason for that. Apparently it's a bit of a specialist car, a bit like the Porsche, but not so much. The car I most enjoy on ACC, if I'm honest, you know what, it's incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard because I love driving them all. There's only one that I don't enjoy. That's the problem with all the choice that you've got. To pick a car that you like, it's basically a case of using your power of deduction. I think I've deducted the Bentley now, although I'm really good in it, I think, and it's easy to, you know, it suits me. It's just too boaty. Yeah. The Aston is great, but it's not very enjoyable to drive when you are faced with a circuit with loads of low speed corners that you need to get some drive out of. The Aston's got no torque, but it's got a really good disposition.
30 seconds.
So people say the Aston is the easiest to drive. I don't think it is. I think the Aston still has that problem of a sort of floaty rear end that you sometimes get with all of them. The AMG Merc, don't get on with that at all. Forget that. The Porsche is a funny one because it needs a different approach, obviously, but it's an approach that I'm familiar with. The problem is that if you, in the Porsche, once you're actually leaned on the outside of the car in a corner, that's it. You cannot come out of that. The Porsche does not like corrections mid-corner. It's going to tank slap and send you around, guaranteed. And that's the one thing it's not good at. It's easy to drive, but when you do have that tiny little wobble, that little tremor mid-corner, you're going off, mate. Here we go, Ben. Fingers crossed it's a clean one. Should be fun.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Here we go, Ben.
Car on the right.
A Nissan GTR behind us. Looks like he's got plenty of power and all. So we just slow down here a bit. Just want to signal that the pack is coming to a stop now. So get the hell out of the throttle. Somebody's round already.
All clear.
Will he roll back?
Car on the right. Car on the left.
We made it. We made it. I can't tell if anybody's by the side of me at the minute. Don't think there is. Just going to keep the inside bit. We should be able to outgun this Aston.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I think he saw me, so he went a bit deeper to cover it off. Tyres are still cold, so we just need to be a little bit tepid. Just a little bit. We don't want to make a mistake at this point. We'd lose a load of places. So far so good. We'll be able to unleash a bit of power once we get down the hill. He's off.
Car on the right.
Okay, it's a drag race now between the Aston that's by the side of me. I'm ahead of him, so he's obviously seen me. Yeah, we've got him. We've picked him. But he's come back on the inside again. I don't know whether he's overcut that or not.
Car on the right.
He's on the right, but he's invisible to me. Oh God, that was so close. Clean though, can't knock him. That was clean. This is already delivering, isn't it? What an awesome opening lap that was. Oh, I love it. And what I love about this is that there's some bloke that's just been sitting in his seat doing exactly the same thing. And he'll also be blooming folding in half, trying to keep it clean through there. No radar, probably because I kind of prefer to use my spidey senses. With you don't get a radar in iRacing, and that's where I've been trained, so maybe I should use it. Oh God, no! Yeah, don't take any curb if you don't need to. The Aston is coming up on the inside now. He's changed his mind, but we've gone deep. He's not going to edge us, but that Aston that we just defeated is hot on the tail. We need to concentrate. I'm not sure how this GT3 is feeling. I think he's going a bit wide, a bit scrappy. VTEC is definitely kicking in.
This is me, your personal best. Yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, this is rough. A couple of years ago, I owned a Honda S2000. I've experienced VTEC firsthand. It's real, it's not a myth. Got rid of it there in the end and bought an MX-5 to replace it. I know. Come on in. We've got a double stack of GTRs to get around here, but it looks like the whole pack is in a chain. Just worried about our Aston breathing in the back of the neck because it's
Losing to the car ahead in sector 1.
He knows.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Can't make a mistake or we're going to lose a place. Could this be it?
Yellow flag in sector 1.
If we're going to do it, it's going to be on the entrance to the next corner, but we've got a really wide exit from there. No, it's not going to happen. Next time, maybe. Couldn't really get both feet. What's the word for a Mexican standoff when there's more than 3 of you? Because that's what's happening here. Oh God. Late break. Late break.
Car on the left.
Come on. Does he know I'm there? I don't think he knows I'm there, personally. I don't think he knows. That's going to give the Aston a run behind a little bit. Everything is warmed up now though. The car's not going to get any more stable and sure-footed than it is now. Very good, Harold. Mr. Viking, man. How else do you explain the presence of 2 A's? Oh, he's got that covered, hasn't he? Can we do something?
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
We're all getting held up now. Out on the bloody marbles.
Falling behind to the car in front in sector 3.
That Aston is so close, I can hear it. Come on, come on. Absolutely throwing it up. He's covered it. Saw me coming. We've got an Aston taking on. What the heck? What the He's out of it. That's only ever happened to me once before. And it was a Ferrari. Typical Ferrari cheating again. Where the hell did that Aston go? He had enough, didn't he? He was up out of it. Come on. Right, temperature's rising. Come on, we're going to out-drag this GTR. Just give me a break. God, this race is absolutely delivering.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
Then there might be a little bit of lag here. Oh, we both went deep then.
Car on the right.
I think he's going to have me on power.
Clear on the right.
Finally! Finally! I think we'll meet up with a flying Aston at some point. Whew. Right, what can we do now? What the heck? Oh. Oh man, that is why I stream these races, because if I hadn't have streamed that, I would have nothing to look back on and watch that Aston just checking out. Love it. Come on then, concentration back please. We've worked too hard. We worked way too hard to overtake that black GTR now, to just give it back, and I swear we're faster. Come on, we're about halfway through now. Somebody's round. That's a Porsche, wouldn't you know it? Probably made a slight correction mid-corner and got completely spat out. I'm going to be laughing about that Aston for days. Right, anyway, in all that action, we're now 7th. So that Aston's got me corpsing.
Keep it up.
I don't know if I can race through tears in my eyes. No, come on. Classic. Feels like all the focus and concentration has just evaporated now. Come on, but we're still gaining on this blue GTR. Mary Poppins called it a day. Yes. She was out of here. Oh man. It's going to be really annoying if I spend the next 11 minutes just corpsing. Oh, we got GTR back on our necks now. In other news, it looks like we've made the right call fuel-wise. Thank God. I was wondering then we'd end up making all this work and then just having it all chucked away by coughing and spluttering across the line. We will get this blue GTR. We will capture it. Tell you what, once we get on the back of this GTR properly, we'll probably find out that he's an absolute beast of a defender. And that's the reason why that white Aston just went, you know what, I've had enough. This corner is so awkward. You can never slow down enough for it, and it's still not enough. He's good through there, isn't he? think it's obvious that the NSX is kind of matched on power by the GTR, because look at it go. It's absolutely gone. The worst case scenario, really, the only thing that can defend against something with power is something that has power as well. Oh, easy round. No, he's not. But I smell weakness.
Car on the left.
Yes! But are we going to keep it? Around the outside, are we going to have it? No! Oh, God.
There's some light damage right in the car.
Damn! Oh, the devastation. Press F to pay respects. Oh, there's 8 minutes to go. We might still be able to catch him, you know. Oh! Man, just what a rush. That race was absolutely flipping fantastic. I know it ain't over yet, but come on, realistically, unless we have some kind of miracle move, we're not going to catch that pack again. Oh, gutted. No, it didn't stop the corpsing. Just... oh man, I can't wait to go back and see that. That's going to be good. Realistically, have we got a chance of
Sector 2.
I don't know what damage we got in the front. Normally it's not fatal, you know, you don't get these weird things whereby you hit a barrier head on and your blooming steering's twisted like you do in iRacing sometimes, you know. ACC is definitely a lot more lenient in that regard, unrealistically so, but it's, you know, just spoils the fun otherwise. I'd rather just get on with it, you know. If you absolutely mash your car, then yeah, you should be given a penalty, but not when you just have a little glancing blow on a barrier like that. Yeah, I'd say ACC is less sensitive to aero damage, but when you've got it, you know about it. You know, people are really up on you. As I found out in the open lobby race yesterday, you're more likely to actually suffer a flat spot and have to deal with that, and that's really annoying actually. It actually does transmit through the wheel quite heavily, especially when you're leaning on the side that's affected. Oh, gutting. Just, I'm gonna be dreaming about Aston. It probably had like a United Arab Emirates like livery on it, so it just took off. At least this has been a pretty decent litmus test for the NSX. I do enjoy it. I think this might be my go-to. It's got none of the drawbacks. None of the drawbacks of the other cars that I've been using up until now. Seems to have good power, good poise, not too darty. I think if you see a car take off like that, it's pretty much disconnected, whatever it's done. As I say, I caught it once before, a Ferrari just slowly taking off and rising over the barriers. It was very, very graceful. I think I got some kind of front downforce issue because that corner's not feeling as good as it normally is. Feels too stable, if you see what I mean. So it's like, yeah, it definitely feels like that. Power delivery seems pretty manageable and all. Some of these cars, like the Bentley, they just don't get any traction no matter what. This seems to actually have it because obviously the being mid-engined, it's got some weight over the rears. So long as you can just control that mid-corner looseness, then you've got good traction to power down. Oh, I came really close to hitting that curb then. If anything, no, yeah. Probably had his wing on upside down more like, generating lift. can't cope with that. I'm going to be watching that clip back a million times and just cracking up. Yeah, we've definitely not got as much grip through there as we normally would. God. But I tell you what, if we'd have had another few laps, we might have gotten to the back of this pack and got through again, but it's not happening. But we are actually going to make it to the end, not like yesterday's race. At least we've still got our dignity. Sort of. It was a fun race indeed. I think that's all I can cope with. Need to go downstairs and cool off, have a cup of tea. Wind down from that. I mean, yeah, the first half of this race was brilliant. First half of this race is the sort of race you dream about. It's the sort of race that keeps you coming back. So, as far as I'm concerned, SimGrid's doing the job. They seem to have congregated ACC players that just want to make that extra little effort to get better assurance of the quality of races that they're with. And everything was absolutely clean. If anything, I was the perpetrator here, because when I spun, I gave a couple of people a bit of a tap. They just collected me as I went round, but Had it stuck, that would have been a good battle. And I've definitely had a good time on this one. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I hate that corner though. Just need to remember next time, if you dip a wheel on the grass, you gotta react to it. Yeah.
Alright, race is over. Good job, mate. You did your best.
Whoa, what are you doing? Good grief. There you go then. SimGrid, Daily Racing, GT3. You just gotta sign up on the website, go to the Daily Races page, and there's a whole host of scheduled races that you can pick from. There's usually 2 every hour, 2 different tracks on a rotation it seems, because you had Kyle Army to pick from, Nürburgring and all sorts. Kyle Army is probably one of my favourite tracks now. It's brilliant, and there seem to be fireworks going off, if you can see that. Bit of a waste of money in the daytime though, chaps, so I'll probably wait till night time. Not had a nighttime race for a while. I've not had a wet race at all, ever, I don't think. I'll have to keep my eye out and see if they do them. But for those of you that watched that race, thanks for riding along and witnessing some truly paranormal activity. Yeah, that was a really good one. More to come over the weekend, but I think it's going to be a while until one comes along that's as iconic as that. Really, really good. Brilliant. Oh! Now, is there footage? Want to save that replay for a start, don't we? Save. Before we do anything, where did it happen? Where was the scene of the crime? It wasn't there. It was here. Alright, let's have a look and see what's going on here before we call it a day. I actually want to see it from this point of view. I want to see it from the yeah, here it is from the GTR's point of view. It's quite a bit further on in the lap, so he's about to go left and right and then up the hill into the hairpin, and it's after that hairpin that the rapture takes place, I believe. So what happened? Yeah, off he goes. Now, are we lucky enough to see it from... Yeah, we might be able to. Okay. We're on board with the Aston. Oh no, the session's ticked over. We're denied. But we can still see it because we've saved a replay. That's the only thing, if you forget to save a replay, you're kind of stuffed. I think there's an option to automatically save replays, but yeah. Gallery, Kyle Army, play. Jumping in and out of sessions is also pretty quick on this, I've got to say. If this was iRacing, you'd be waiting forever and a day for anything to happen. So the guy had already been plucked from this world at this point. So we're on board with the Aston. And at some point, some bloke on the radio says, "Take me to your leader." And we're off. We get an airborne view of Kyle Army now. I need to track down who that was, and there's a Discord that supports the SimGrid events. where discussion can take place. I think they'll have something to say about that. Good point, Chris. Let's have a look and see what the one thing that gets me coming back to ACC overall is the fact that the audio is so crisp. It's so good, and you know I like my audio. You know, these headphones that they cost me about 150 quid back in the day, got 150 quid sound card and PC, but it's also about 12 years old. Sound matters, and sometimes you just want to close your eyes and basically have the world of GT3, you know, funneled into your ears, and that's what ACC does really, really well. And this is the NSX that we've been on board with all the time. You don't need to hear that. The GTR, the thing I like about the GTR, which we're on board with now, is every time you have a gear change, you have that little air compression, that little love that. That's also present in the Ginetta G55 GT4, but that's not what car that races in this class. So although the engine's a little bit muted, it's actually we're on board with the Aston. On board with the Aston before he received the call from the mothership. Another GCR. The Porsche sounds good, but the actual engine sounds way back there. Alright, hello from South Africa. Unless I'm mistaken, Kyle Army is in South Africa, isn't it? Might be wrong. I'll tell you what. There's another SimGrid in, hopefully, come on. Daily GT3, and let's just drag that over here. No, I think sadly the fun stops there. I don't think there's another SimGrid race tonight, otherwise we would be on that. They're on board with a Porsche there. Ferrari's up ahead. Ferrari sounds good, but not a fan of little sort of like popcorn exhaust crackle that you get. Yeah, Andrew, you might want to confirm if Kyle Army is actually based in South Africa. That's the track that we just raced on. Let's jump into an open lobby and see what we find. We might have a bit of fun there. It's almost like I need a cool down race after that. So we're in the NSX still. Quick join, Silverstone. That'll do me. One sec. Just taking off his jumper because all that excitement got me. All that excitement makes your face red, doesn't it? Don't worry, it's not all coming off. Yeah, thought so, because the actual track has got a massive South African flag. Where the runoff is, there's just a massive South African flag, which is really, really nice. Makes it look sweet. I kind of wish all tracks would have that, then you'd know instantly where they're based. So let's put a little banker run in on Silverstone. Do a quali lap and see where we are in the scope of this open lobby. So we're now in an open lobby, which is no registration required. Just join and off you go. And this has been auto matched by ACC. It just picks the one it thinks I'm going to want most. You can set your preferences depending on the track, the car type, all sorts. Kyalami is one of my preferred tracks. Now then, Silverstone might be a bit. Silverstone may be a bit harder to actually control. Speeds are a lot higher. The potential to lose the back end is probably a lot higher and all. So it's going to take some getting used to. This track might not be the NSX's forte, even though it's high speed. Don't know, let's find out. Tyres are still stone cold and all, at least they are on all corners but the right side. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let's stick to our convictions. Let's just cap it off there because that was a good race earlier on. If you've just joined, please rewind and watch that Kyalami race from the start. The first half was serious and exciting. Then we had a big slap of absurdity in the middle, and then it all went to pot sometime after that. But yeah, I think it's about time to just enjoy the Friday night. Gonna catch up on some Breaking Bad with Claire. A series that we ought to have watched a lot sooner than now. But anyway, there'll be more. Thanks for dropping in. You guys have made it all the more interesting to have somebody to laugh with about Aston, because that's the sort of thing that, were I on my own, I'd just be laughing to myself. So, thanks again. Come back again, keep an eye out for streams, etc., videos and whatnot. If you've still got an appetite to watch some ACC stuff, then just switch over to Dal King or somebody like that. They're always a good laugh. So have a nice evening. Enjoy your weekend.